Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for the penultimate episode of Alien Awakening. That means second to last episode. This is where we start dying. This is the final 30 minutes of the movie. And we're fucked. That being said, if you guys like what we do... No, Dot, Dot, I'm in the middle of the thing. I'm doing the spiel, Dot. Dot, I'm spieling, Dot. I have... Spiel. That being said, if you guys like what we do here, you want to support the channel, Patreon, link down below. That is the best way to support the channel. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One, it's when that bar fills. Dot, get to interrupt you whenever you feel like it. That's what it is. Just interrupts. What? It's terrifying. No, Dot, I'm ignoring it. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm just going to ignore it. Great. There's no game today. It's just going to be me ignoring Dot. That serves two purposes. One is whatever you guys just did. And two, every single dollar that goes into there goes back to these amazing players. That being said, I'm going to unfuck my audio and then give it to Dot, the audio. So give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. And there it is. Dot, take us back to space.
Thanks, Mike.
I'm a professional. I've been doing this for 5 years.
Mike did it on... I am fully affirmed that Mike did it on purpose. He doesn't like it when I interrupt his intros, y'all.
This is my job.
All right, gang. We're here. We are, in fact, in the last end part of our story, Alien Awakening. Last week, we got to see the trucker crew's journey come to its final destination. And we see it, the vessel, not whole or floating in space, but in fact crash landed through snow and icy water all the way down into the core of this planet, where Weyland-Yutani just happened to also set up a mining station to mine for radioactive material here on this frozen planet. In the Necroid sector, I believe, is, for all of you lore junkies. Definitely here for the radioactive material and not the lost cargo. And that ship that just happened to be unearthed. And the sound of metal gears churn.
Are they solid?
Yeah, they are.
Unforgivable.
They are.
You're welcome.
They are. They are solid metal gears, and they are churning and burning and moving the lift from the very base of this massive mining rig, where there has been not only an explosion but a possible corrected radioactive leak. But they have about 10 miles-ish, give or take some, to the top. It's quite a long ride in this elevator that moves at a very, very fast pace from the core to the surface. Yeah. And we see 4 people. Vince. I don't remember all of your names. There's so many of you. Yes, I
Wow.
do. Okay. Yes, hey, give me a second here, Mike. It's my spiel now.
And I'm interrupting it.
Jake.
What is above?
It's
Jake.
literally on my shirt.
Jake is written on your fucking shirt.
It looks like
It's
Jay from
Vince and Jake and Dr. Eve and Professor Barden. All along with... Nope, you killed everyone. All of you killed everyone, that's right. And you didn't take any of the cargo with you, did you? Y'all were like, let's just get the hell out of here.
There was that one that got brought up already.
Yeah,
There was one already up because it was brought up with one of the
Yeah.
poor colonial marines that accidentally died at the hand of Barton. And
What do you mean? We totally went to the top and booted it
And
off.
then,
Everyone's safe and good, and
yeah.
we're gonna survive.
And Vince killed.
Yeah, we actually made
I
it all the way to the surface, in case you forgot.
I killed.
We
Doug
saved the
Dimmadome.
whole colony.
You did.
That-
You iced him with a fucking snow globe or
Sure
something,
did.
man.
Basically. My mom is also with us, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I knew there was another person. Your mother's with you, and she's freaking out at your feet. You can tell that she's been through and seen a lot of trauma. Between that and just coming out of cryo, she's definitely going through some kind of emotional break. Your father, oh yeah, let's not forget that, also is the first to burst open with some kind of creature that crawled out of him. And all of you hear it as this elevator's like going as fast as it can up this kind of narrow tubing towards the top, and you're just passing by layers and layers. She's crying, and you hear the sound of a creature, this creature, as it rings out into the emptiness of this metal hull. It screams and cries, and you don't know why, but it's definitely there. And since we have how many corruption bars, Mike? You don't get to ignore it.
None.
You don't get to ignore
Five.
it.
Five.
Okay.
Last I checked.
Five. Okay.
Bob, same team, my guy. Same team.
I know it's the same. Listen, chat. This is me goading you, okay? 5's not enough. You're not gonna trump. Like, we are a fucking super group. Good luck.
We had 20.
Good luck.
It's true.
There are
There's
exactly
a droid.
We had 20
5
before.
cables on this elevator.
Oh, come on.
Don't make me. Bub's asking for it. No,
Go for it. Let's go. I've got to walk out filming and nothing to live for. I'll fuck this place up.
God.
That's myself.
I haven't made my big break yet. I need to live.
So I'm going to give you a moment. All of you are catching your breath. It's been a rather traumatic experience. Thanks to the doctor's smart planning ahead, she has kind of drugged all of you to feel really good, clearing all of your stress, which was probably a smart move. Do you say anything or do you write in silence?
Vince is slowly reassociating, and as they're riding up, looks around at everyone and is fidgeting with his lighter that he has. And then he looks at Professor Barden and says, "Is it too late to make a flamethrower?"
But kid, I don't think I have the resources right now for a flamethrower. We're in an elevator.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, if we can get the resources, I could probably get it.
What are the resources?
Well, you got the flame right there. I see you got that functions,
Yep.
right? And then like a aerosol fuel pod, which I'm sure Ben, sorry, so tense a few minutes there. Sure, Ben has some kind of aerosol-based canister that we could probably do a thing, and then like a couple of pipes, which I'm sure at this point we could just rip out of the wall because it's fucking aliens, and who gives a shit about ventilation? And I'm sure Ben can fix it because look at him, he's in charge. And then we just kind of duct tape it together, silly string, and then woo, flamethrower. So yeah, I mean like 45 minutes and a wrench and Ben probably make you a flamethrower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vince just keeps fidgeting with the lighter.
There's a rifle that just
Shouldn't be,
dangles. Just
Shouldn't be
dangles.
that hard.
No, that's
We
what
should
I'm
be able to
saying.
do it pretty easy.
Yeah, no,
I mean, just gotta find an accelerant,
yeah.
and we can make something.
Like a cleaning
Good.
fluid probably could work as long as it's aerosol. You just gotta
You would know.
get like a
would
solenoid
say-
in my office.
I would say Jake would know. Specifically. That this is a big ass mining rig. It's gonna have multiple levels in which you can get off. You went all the way to the bottom. But there'll be, let's say, probably 5 or 6 stops along the way where you're gonna have extra machinery, tools, those kinds of things. Each floor would be equipped with them because that's what they did down here, right? So they'd go to Sector 5 and they'd have what they need here at Sector 5 to fix that problem. So you could stop the elevator on one of the main floors and go find what you need.
Hey, Barton,
Yeah, bud.
was there we're at the top of this is a mining vessel. Well, our operation here. Do we have any? Like, is there anything that could be down here that we wouldn't be able to get through with our drill?
Yeah, I mean, probably. It's like a giant ice planet. Like, there was a ship. We couldn't get through that with a drill, obviously.
Right, but could we hit something like, do we have anything like explosives or anything like that that could maybe separate areas?
I mean, probably. I would have to guess that there'd probably be something like that. You have to use specific kinds, though, because there could be, like, methane pockets or some kind of unknown accelerant-based gas pockets that formed in the ice crystals, and you wouldn't want to blow that up and cause a chain of events. But I digress. Yeah, there's probably, like, a locker in here that has, like, explosives.
Yeah, no, I don't really know about all that because there wasn't in the handbook about aliens eating us, just putting out into ether.
Yeah, no, I didn't get
lands
that
and
one
everyone.
either. I didn't get that one.
Dot. Question. Is there like an actual terminal on the elevator, or is it just the operation mechanics to go up and down? And
There would be a small terminal. It's not going to be connected to everything. It would be like, it's what you would put in, what floor you're going to, how fast you want to be moving, those kinds of things. So it's like a basic terminal for the elevator itself, but not to the main terminal. Now, again, you would know each one of the major stations in the mining would have a massive comms unit as well as a actual computer.
So in the elevator, though, would I be able to see which level is designated to what resource or area?
Yeah, I would say that there's actually like a little drawing of it, and it's like you can see like where you're at moving up. You're not even the first kind of third of the way through at this point. There are 5 stopping stations or 5 like stations on it. There's the one that's directly under the main one at the top, which is mostly storage.
Okay.
It stores like all the extra materials and those kinds of things before they get shipped off, because you have to get them to Weyland-Yutani when they arrive. Then you'll have like general maintenance on it. So this is where you're going to keep all of the tools. You would have probably some kind of radioactive containment like station. These people deal with the actual radioactive science here, if that makes sense. And then I would say that you would have another general maintenance unit farther down, right? So there's one at the top, and there's one general maintenance near the bottom. And then there's, of course, the actual base of the rig where you came from.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Dad. I love that in your description you added a place where they actually do science on the radiation, because Barton is a xenogeologist who would do that, but he has his own office on the top floor, where they just don't want him to help.
These are the engineers. They're not doing science like Barton's doing, like experiments and stuff. They're making sure that it doesn't explode.
Yeah.
They're the one releasing valves when they need to be released.
And
like,
they don't
these are
want
the
him
actual
near
engineers. Yeah, they don't want him there. So they gave him his own place on the other, literally the opposite building, so far away, so that he was not here.
Jesus.
But yes, you would see each one of those, Dr. Eve, as you're kind of moving up. You would be passing probably we'll say that you're about to pass the like lowest tier general mechanic station.
I think that Dr. Eve would want to stop at where the radioactive research / containment areas are.
Cool.
Her thought process is that it's more likely to provide something useful.
Yeah. Okay.
So
do you tell everybody that?
No, she's very quiet. She is she is coming to terms with the fact that she's an android and still doesn't know what that means. She's coming to terms with the fact that her insides were spilling out.
Yeah.
She just watched a child kill another human being. She's processed all of it from a physical perspective, but she has no idea what to do with any of it.
Yeah, okay. You hear Barton say, you hear Jake say, like, there's got to be something here, right?
Yeah.
You would know that there is. And you can even go ahead and, like, preset it to stop on that floor, because you're moving at a rather fast pace. And it gives you a countdown. You have about a minute and a half before you reach your destination.
She'll definitely set it then.
And kind of like boop boop. All of you can see it, unless the doctor's trying to hide it, which I doubt that she is. And you hear the sound of something. The creaking of metal, the body of something like moving fast through the actual rig itself, the centralized piece. And then something lands on the top of your elevator. You can hear it through the thick metal top. It's probably just a little bit larger. It feels like somebody threw something on it and probably can't be larger than Vince.
I think something's up there.
You see Ben just nodding along with, yeah.
Same
I think
with
you're
Dr. Eve, yeah. She's like,
I love this is the team that's like, we're not doing anything. Everybody just stay quiet.
everybody
Can't see
quiet.
us if we don't move.
On that note,
T-Rex it.
I was trying to remember as far as weaponry, because I think that's an important aspect of fighting back. Didn't the professor he stole a gun from one of the officers, right? And then frantically accidentally shot one and killed him.
He did.
Does the professor still have that rifle?
Yes, it's dangling around his neck.
Okay.
Like a
a
clock.
bad piece of jewelry.
At the moment, he's the only one other than Ben.
Well,
who's
there's
holding
another
that,
guard, right? There's another guard with it.
You killed.
No, there is a guard.
Both.
The guard I
There's
took
a
his
guard.
rifle from.
Oh,
And then I accidentally killed the other one.
I thought you killed both of them. No, because you had one. That's right. Jake had one on point, but didn't actually shoot him.
Correct.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was Ben's.
Okay. Oh, y'all. Question: did you dose him as well?
Yes, I
yeah.
dosed everybody.
You would have
Literally
dosed him as
everybody,
well.
including Jake's mom. I'm sorry, Vince's mom.
Vince's mom. Okay.
Everyone's Jake
It
now.
lands on the top, and I mean he's a soldier, so he immediately points his gun like up at this metal ceiling. Hearing all of you say something's up there, he's sweating, and you can hear his breath. He's breathing heavy. His adrenaline is pumping, and I would say either side of these two walls are very close. But we would say like north and south on the elevator, I guess. Two other sides are not. There's more space, like it's like hollow and it goes down into nothingness. And you see him peer around the edge with his gun up in the air. And he turns around after peering and looks at all of you and he goes, "There's nothing there." And then a tail, a spiked black tail, shoots through his chest.
Oh.
Does anybody do anything?
Can I respond?
Yeah,
I'd
of
like to
course you.
I'd like-
Absolutely. Like I'm just like this happens, and now there's like a.
I'm immediately like following the tail up, at least in the area that I expect. Guessing you said not as large as Vince or about the size of Vince. I'm gonna aim above the guard's head at the ceiling.
Yeah. Okay.
And I want to fire off the Watatsumi, the bolt gun.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It will go through this. It's probably the only thing that's going to go through this metal roof. Go ahead and fire it off. You can't. You're using logic to decide where you're aiming, so I will give you the benefit of the doubt in that regard. You still got to make the attack, so go ahead and roll for ranged combat. I love that it's. And then tell me how much damage that actually does.
As a heads up, Dr. Eve instinctively places herself between where the guard is and where Vince and his mom is.
Not bad.
Like in front.
That's 2 successes. So
Hey, would you
I
like to
will-
pick a stunt?
I would actually, but I don't really know what stunt is available for ranged combat.
There's a couple. They can take additional damage. We haven't properly gone into initiative, but you can switch the initiative order around. You can't force the alien to make a panic roll, so that doesn't count.
Right.
You can make them drop something. He does technically have something, which is the soldier.
Oh, that man's not making it back to the sequel. It ain't happening.
He did. Let him say that.
You can make him
Red
drop
shirt.
something like the human corpse he's carrying.
like the corpse he's
Wow.
carrying.
That's his own baggage at that point.
Yeah.
You can you can knock them like prone or push them back.
Sure. Yeah, I want to do that actually. Can I
Yeah.
Can I knock him off our elevator so we can fucking glide down back to the bottom?
Watch this be a flying squirrel alien.
Don't, Zach, don't do that. She'll make it happen.
I actually really love it. Okay, so tell me how much damage this gun does naturally, because I'm gonna have to roll for its against this creature's armor, which is pretty high if I remember correctly.
Okay, let me look here. The Watatsumi does a damage of 3, and it bursts through 3 points of armor.
It bursts through 3 points of armor. Okay, so I'm gonna say probably just the first level of this roof, because you're shooting through it, is a level of armor between it and the creature. But I want to make sure, because I think they can take some serious damage, y'all. Yep. Okay. Okay. That's okay. The shot goes off. It through the metal, like splitting it, tearing it open, and maybe through a pretty, I mean, I imagine it's like a railroad spike, right? Like it's like a hole that's left in the roof of this thing. All of you can see through it. This creature, it looks like the one that came out of your dad's chest, but it is bigger. It's a little bit slimier and blacker. It has these viscous-like teeth. It doesn't necessarily look at you, but it does get pushed back, and it has to dodge, basically, to be missed. It does take a hit, and it will take the 2 points of health damage. You hear it go, ah! And it screams out, and it, like, jumps off and latches onto the side of the metal, like, tunnel
Frame.
you're all in, with carrying the body of this man. He gets pulled out with it. That being said, it bleeds.
Of course it does.
Of course it does. You hit it, which is good. You did damage, but it does bleed. And you see the acid. You start to hear this like, and it plips down out of the ceiling. Something's eating away at it, and then it hits the floor that you're all standing on, and it eats through that, and it falls below.
So you said, is that alien now hanging onto the side of the elevator, or hanging
it kind
on...
of like jumped, right, because it got pushed way back, so it jumped a little farther out and like latched onto the side of one of the walls of the like main rig itself, and the elevator like zoomed up past it. Does that make sense?
Good. Yeah. How much distance are we? How much distance are we covering?
15, 14, 13 till you reach that floor. 11,
So
10.
it's going fast as hell. It's like 10 to 13 feet in 1.4 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking quick.
It's a fast elevator. It's like, I mean, I guess that would be like top speed, right? Like you could just put a slower speed on it if you wanted, but I imagine y'all trying to get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah. We don't want to hang out with him.
We don't need to hang out.
I want invited to.
But the elevator begins to slow. You leave the creature behind probably 10 or 12 floors, like at the rate that you were like moving. Like, and when I say floors, these are like small levels of mechanics that you can like slip into and like fix some things, or like ventilation shafts and that kind of stuff on this. But the actual floor itself, it stops. The doors open up and it's quiet.
Vince, following Eve and staying behind her when she makes that gesture, remembers that he has this motion sensor device that the professor had given him, and also the one that he killed the Doug Dimmadome with, and kind of lifts it up after not having looked at it for a while, and says, I think I'll keep this on for now. And I'm just going to assume that Vince is basically just going to keep this motion sensor on at all times, and unless I say something otherwise, he's just going to keep his head glued
just always glued to it.
Yeah.
There's a small piece of brain matter on the back side of it. I mean, you did smash your skull in.
It's flavor right there.
Okay, guys, I know that we're all a little on edge because of the whole aliens situation that we have going on right now. But Dr. Eve,
Yes.
and all your
Professor.
pots, and Dr. Mrs. Vince's mom, between the two of you, you study human biology, you study some kind of other biology. I think you said. I stopped listening at some point because of the aliens, That was not what, excuse me, kid, I'm sorry, exploded out of your husband. Do you see the size of that thing? That was at least like a 2, 3, 4 times the size of that thing. And what I'm trying to say is that the same one? Is that like a different one? Are there multiple ones? Also,
There's no way to know, Professor. Unless we have another sample or capture one, there would be no way for us to
can the
understand.
two of you scientists make an educated guess? If it was a rock monster, I could make an educated guess, but it's
Well,
outside my field.
Based on my dissection of the spider-like
Yeah,
alien,
Right.
As we're calling them now,
because that's what they are. Aliens.
it does appear to have some kind of mechanism to,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word, impregnate its
Whoa.
victim.
Cover your ears, kid.
So I suppose there is a potential possibility for whatever was implanted in her husband to have emerged and thus become whatever it is. And if they were only in the pod cryo for roughly 2 days, that would suggest that it does gestate very quickly. And there's a variety of conclusions that could be drawn from that.
Okay, but like, is it like a bee where it stings you at once and it dies, or is it like, could there be multiple?
Yeah, I don't think he died.
No, I'm saying, can they only make
bee-
one baby alien at a time, or is like, is it like
I
a
think
rabbit?
each of the eggs essentially is one at a time. I think it expires immediately after it does its job.
Okay, so that narrows it down to like one alien.
Assuming there are no others that have come out. Yes, the ones that we, again, educated guess, I would say, that is from the same,
Yeah.
but we don't know for sure.
Okay, let's go on that guess, because that makes me feel better that there's only one of them.
Of course.
Hey, Vince, what was your mom's name again? What's your name?
Virginia.
My mom's name's Virginia.
I'm Virginia.
But listen, Virginia, why were you in hypersleep? If you said you knew something was gonna happen to your husband, why?
Yes, she explained.
We he opened it up, one of the boxes, and the thing, his face, and then he wasn't feeling very well, and we wanted to stop whatever was happening, so we put him in to slow down the process.
So then, is it the cold?
It seemed to at least put his body in a level of stasis. I don't know much about it. We think that maybe it was feeding on him in some way after gestating. Maybe inside of his chest.
Then if it's cold and the cold's gonna slow it down, then can we just vent it? Can we put it in a position where we get it under the ice? We put it on ice.
I mean, we didn't really freeze it. We froze him. His body stopped functioning. His metabolism couldn't continue to feed the creature.
Yeah, I'd be real
Bodily
okay
function
with
slowed.
with whomever sleeping. Like
Or
maybe
would you suggest we get ice?
we're under
Perhaps, right, but we can't simply just reach out and
it.
bring some
Certainly,
in.
but we can use controlled explosives to separate it from us.
We could, but then we have the issue of the rest of the colony.
Right. So there's a good chance that no, I don't think anybody's gonna make it. If that thing can just ranswer a guard right through his armor and just take him off like that, and they bleed acid. Did anybody else did anyone see that coming?
Didn't see it coming, no, but did observe it. However,
Professor, your words, I can't hear them.
Sorry, I thought I was talking in my head, but I didn't have that on my bingo card.
there
The
are
blood,
ways to
acid blood.
neutralize acid. I'm not so concerned about that in particular. We just
I'm very concerned if all of his insides are made of acid. That's very concerning.
So we do something that doesn't make it bleed.
And that's why I was thinking, like, we put it in. Okay, all right. So look, the doors above. We couldn't get in the doors. We had them closed because of the radiation. Nothing could get in, nothing could get out. Right? So not even pressure. The pressurized doors. We've got vacuum seal pressurized doors. We seal a door. We close off. I'm guessing any ventilation to the room. We have controlled explosives, and bam, snap
You
it
want
up.
to blow it up.
Well, if we separate it into
Right.
an off-strung room, then yeah,
I
that doesn't sound bad at
understand
all.
That would require us to use bait.
Right. So then, and how does it, Virginia? How does it? No, you don't know. You don't know. You said it was just a spider thing.
I've never seen that creature before. And she kind of points back at the elevator. I imagine now, have you all stepped off, or are you staying on the
Oh,
elevator?
yeah, no. Eve was starting to walk, so if
Great,
anybody
great.
followed, yeah.
So this floor is, like, this area is like, very specific. There's a containment unit. There's a unit, like a small room to, like, cleanse somebody if they can, like, quick clean them off if they've been exposed to massive amounts of radiation. There's a couple radiation suits down here and some tools, I would say. There's, like, a storage unit with some tools and, yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that might be a decent option given the limited resources that we have. However, again, there's the aspect of it coming to us, which might not necessarily be an issue since it seemed to seek us out on purpose, which likely means that it's hunting for whatever reason.
I thought we were trying to go up all the way to the door, to the top.
I wanted us to stop here in particular. Not to mention, I'm not sure if that floor is stable anymore, which means that we might have to climb the rest of the way.
Yeah, the hole's about this big so
Okay.
far.
Yeah.
So far, the elevator seems functional.
Yeah.
From what you can tell.
Dr. Eve is going to look for any chemicals that there are available in the
You'd
labs.
find some basic ones here, for sure.
Okay. Would there be any neutralizers that could be potentially used since it is for containment? If there was some
Yeah,
kind of
I
a
would
leak?
think so. There would be some kind of basic. Yeah. Yes.
I think she's just going to put him in her bag just in case, and just
Yeah.
if
You
they get
take
an
a small.
opportunity to
It's
try it.
probably in like an alcohol bottle size,
Yeah.
and you can put it in there. There would be a few other things. I mean, especially if Jake would see like the tools. You would see aerosol. They're gonna have everything from spray paint to like other stuff. So some of the things you talked about, they may even have some small. I don't know. They would have a lot of They would have torches, like work torches down here. So they would have some of the like canisters of gas that you can like screw on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna grab a few things. If we've got access to this here, this shouldn't be very hard to rig. Some sort of like propellant device for range. Probably gonna take some engineering, but I think I can do it.
Yeah, you just need some piping,
Or there'd be
So-
spare
Are
parts.
we making a flamethrower?
Yeah, some piping. You need some 1/4-inch thread. You need some Teflon tape. You need a solenoid switch, and you need some sort of ignitant at the end. So probably like an electronic diode. We could probably make that happen.
So somebody can. I mean, if you actually want to make a flamethrower, it would be a makeshift flamethrower. But you could roll a heavy machinery roll to use all the parts to create something using Vince's lighter.
I don't even think we'd need Vince's lighter. You could do it with like, depending on what the accelerant is, you could do it with like a electronic switch. If we have something like that around.
Okay, then I'll give it a shot. What would you like out of this? Heavy machinery?
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Yep.
I am gonna push.
Push it. It is a stressful moment.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay, take a point of stress and re-roll everything.
push it.
Push it.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
Wow, it is
That's
not meant to be.
unlucky.
Here, you seem to maybe, yeah, it doesn't quite work. You're still missing parts. Like, you don't have the small screws that you need, or, like, space tape isn't good enough.
We gotta get to maintenance. This is just bare bones.
tape.
Okay. She glances down to Vince's monitor to see.
I was gonna say, probably while he's, like, wrapping stuff, you hear a boop. Boop. Something is moving your direction. It's just a little green screen, and you see the dot like blink, and you can see it getting closer. You can't tell at what height, what floor, where it's at, but it's something that's getting closer to all of you. It's movement based.
Is this room where one of the containment rooms is?
Yeah, you've got. Yeah, I would say you probably have a couple spaces here. You got the containment unit, the actual like cleaning one, which is kind of small. You have
Whichever
a
one
holding
like
chamber.
closes properly.
Holding chamber in case somebody was like really exposed and they were dying. So
Okay.
yeah.
Vince.
Vince says,
I think something's coming.
Boop,
Yeah,
I
I know
agree.
I
I
know that
think
noise.
you guys need to go into the containment. Boop. And Jake, if you want to come with me.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We will go in the containment.
We can't all travel as a group.
Why
not?
again?
I don't follow that kind of logic here.
Okay, the elevator is
Yeah.
narrow.
Right.
The corridors are narrow.
Yeah.
If we get cornered, we're all going to die.
See, you said the containment unit there. I don't. Again, not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure the tensile strength of bones is pretty good, and that thing shot a tail right
Do you
through.
believe that it can penetrate through the containment unit?
Yeah, it went right through that guy's whole
The
situation.
containment unit is stronger than the human body.
I don't know how hard that tail is. It's what I'm trying to say. We have a lot of hypotheticals here, like how many pregnant aliens there are, how fast they go, how much of them is
Okay.
blood, how
If
strong
that's
is their
what you
tail
wanna do,
weapons.
I don't think that we have a chance of all of us making it. So if
Yeah.
we can
There's
draw
a
it away.
whimper from Vince's mother.
I'm just saying we have more guns together than we have separate.
I don't have a gun.
Well, then there you go. Then you should stay in the group that has the guns. Like I have one dangling here. Ben has whatever
I'm not
that
so
is.
much worried about my well-being.
Well,
Vince starts backing up.
Yeah, your
towards
mother
the
kind of
containment.
throws her arms around you and she leans over and she says in your ear, she says, listen to me. When it gets here, you run. Do you understand? She's like, you only have to be faster than them.
How big is containment?
It's big enough. I would say it's 10 by 10 max.
Okay, then I think we should probably take a moment and some chances in this room. It looks decently large enough, and all I got to do is funnel our guns right through it. Easy enough, right?
oh, no one grabbed the gun from the dead guy.
He
Oh
he
wait, no,
dropped
I
his
have.
in the
I
elevator.
had his.
You
gun.
have one.
We're fine. We're fine.
And it is, in fact, there. He dropped it inside of the elevator. There is another gun.
Okay, then I
Do we think we can take it here, or should we?
really don't think we have a lot of an option.
Yeah.
At the very least, we have to try to. Let's get that. Where I'm going in. I'm still just like walking. in.
I love Jake
I don't
being
like
like,
how quick
we're
you
taking
move.
some
I'm gonna
action.
get
Yeah.
this.
I'm not a fan of how fast you boop.
I'm gonna grab this real quick. Hey, Dr. Eve, I know that you have the whole like Asimov's law and stuff, but like that's not a human. Can you shoot the shit out of that guy or what?
Doesn't even
Doc.
know how to handle. She just found out she's. That's so horrible.
I'm sorry. This is stressful for everybody, but you're a synth. You can't hurt people. So can you? That's not a people. Because I'm not gonna give this rifle to a child or that crying lady, and you're a
Okay,
robot
give
with
me the
steady
gun,
hands.
then. Yeah, sure. I do have steady hands, but not because of gun handling.
I'm well aware, but if we have 3 guns shooting at it versus
Can
2
you be
guns,
quiet and give me the gun?
yeah, here you go. Thanks, great.
And while they're having this moment, Vince, your mother grabs Jake by his bright orange vest. You can see she's got that look of crazy in her eye, and she says, listen to me. She's like, this boy means everything to me. She's like, I'm not gonna get out of here. You and I both know that, but you can get him to the top and you can get him out of here. Do you understand me?
Yeah, no, I get it, but you're not gonna get out of here with that kind of attitude. So back that ass up over there into the containment center and let us aim our guns. All right, Rudy Tooty point and shooting, bust a move, go the fuck now.
And she goes, Vince, hide. And she points to like somewhere else for you to go, like around a corner so that you don't have to see this. And she like straightens up her jumpsuit and she walks into the
Mom?
containment unit with the door open.
Where did she gesture for me to hide? Inside containment with
Probably
her?
like a
or-
locker. Like there's a lot of like hidey holes here. There's everything from like small rooms back to the storage unit where
So
you got all of the supplies from.
She wants me to hide in a locker outside the containment room, is what she suggested.
So my understand, are you guys trying to get it into the containment unit? Or are you putting yourselves in the containment unit?
I think us in
We're putting
containment.
ourselves in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
We want
That is not
be able.
what, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That is not what I
the
thought was
idea-
going down.
people to stay safe in the containment unit because we don't believe that we can get everybody out and to the elevator, obviously, in this particular, because the elevator is only in one direction, which is where it's coming
true.
from.
Correct.
So,
It's true.
And
It's
the
true.
alien is currently running in the 90s, fucking fast as hell at us.
Yeah, it's
so-
it's like basically dodging through all of the other layers below and trying to come up to where you are. Okay, all of you load in. Just kidding. That's not what she says. Then she
Okay.
grabs you very quickly, Vince, and pulls you in with her.
Vince will look at his mom and say, "Mom, can you hold this?" And gives her the locator thing, the motion
Yep.
sensor.
Boop boop.
And
boop,
then
boop.
Vince is gonna kneel down and get inside of his backpack and pull out his RC car. And
Okay.
before we close the containment room door, he's going to drive it outside in the direction of the elevator.
Nice. Okay. Does everybody enter containment?
No.
Okay.
Do we all know that it has a camera on it?
Yes.
No,
Oh
I
wait.
think only.
maybe.
Yeah.
Only
Didn't he
Jake
show
does.
it off? I thought
Oh, he did.
I
He
think he
did.
showed
I may have
it off.
mentioned it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But you've not like seen it proper.
Right. Right.
Okay.
That's not the
So
kid-
what is the
that's not the
doctor's
time for
plan
James
if you're
kid.
not entering in containment with them?
She wants to get Jake to maintenance because that's what he said. And she doesn't believe that they can all make it out of the room. So she said they need bait. And she's a droid. So she feels
Okay.
at this point, at least if she's harmed, then life hasn't been lost. And she's just trying to figure out kind of what to do.
How to
from
make that happen.
perspective.
So you're basically going to go up a few more floors to maintenance, get what is needed, and try to get it back to them?
No, I mean, unless
okay.
Jake wants to come with me, essentially.
Okay. So correct. I'm trying to field
Yeah.
my vision for this.
mhm.
We got off the elevator and there was like a small bridge to containment, correct?
Correct. Like you walk across a small bridge from the
Yeah.
elevator to what opens up into kind of a circular space. That's the best way I can describe it. There's a computer like portal that connects to everything. And then off of this circular space are multiple rooms. That is the only thing that is here. It is just a landing bay, basically. And it's
All right, so-
open-sided.
It's like a landing. We're on a landing then. That's suspended. Okay, then if I have an idea.
Okay.
It's not smart, but that's how I like to play my characters. So here we go. We have access to an accelerant and an explosive, correct? We were just going to make a flamethrower. So I'm
Mhm.
guessing that we have at least that much.
Oh yeah, you can make an explosive if you wanted, or yes.
All right. Is it? I'm gonna guess that I could feasibly make some sort of accelerant line, like a taper line to lead it off, if I were to start like a fire elsewhere.
Sure. I'll give you that much. There's
Then-
a lot up here, so
Then I'm gonna look to Vince and Barden, and I'm gonna say, Vince, we're gonna need your eyes from your car. And
Okay.
Barden, I need to know about how long it's gonna take to burn about 15 feet of fuel.
About 50 feet of fuel. It depends on what's the size of the hose you're putting it through. What's the accelerant type? How fast is it moving? Is it pressurized?
And I show him like the length of hose at this point.
yeah, you've got like some pipe, some hose, what is probably gas actually.
Would you take a survival roll, Dot?
I would.
I don't
take
know
a
what to.
survival
I don't know what to roll
That
for.
was- yeah,
I don't know what to
survival.
roll for bullshit science. There's not an option for that.
Well, and this is kind of bullshit science. This is also kind of bullshit weapons making. So I would take survival.
Okay. Let me see here. No modifiers.
No.
Okay, great.
You're also, okay.
Hey.
You got one survival. Very nice. All you have to do is use the tubing, feed it through it, add the fire line, and plug it right into the gas canister, and it will create an explosive. Like, tube to end of gas canister, and then run a wick down the whole thing. So it just like,
Okay. Yeah. So if you take this and we're gonna tie it here to here, and then when you give me the go sign, I'll get the and we'll open it up, and then it'll fuel the entire line full of.
So I'm gonna spitball the idea, which is basically to create the explosion point just outside of the door.
Okay.
And to run our tubing or our pipe or whatever our base for accelerant point is
Okay.
inside of the containment chamber. And then when we have eyes, courtesy of his car, to spark from within inside the containment center.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. If we have tubing, do you have tape, like a duct tape?
Oh, yeah,
Perhaps?
we've got
Yeah,
space tape.
If we take
Tons of space
if we take 26 and a half feet of rubber tubing, if that's what we have. And then if we coil it up, the coil will actually slow down the gas so it has time to spin around before the whole thing explodes. If it's a straight shot, it'll go too fast, if that's what you're trying to do. But we got to go quick. We have a matter of like 3 or 4 seconds to get out of there before... Whoa!
My understanding of what's going down is you're basically setting a trap for this creature.
External the door, correct.
External the door. You're going to put them inside the containment unit knowing that it's going to come after them.
Yes.
And then you're basically setting a trap for an explosion.
Yes.
Cool.
And are Ben and the doctor also staying inside containment with us?
I mean, that really depends on if the doctor is going to go to the elevator or if I'm needed out there. I think if I'm out there, I've got a lot of fleshy bits, and Ben doesn't like the dying part.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. So you all are going to set this up. Like, you're going to trap yourselves, use yourselves as bait, or is Doctor going up?
I mean, she can't make it past the xenomorph without it seeing her. And
that's not necessarily true. You don't know where it's coming from.
Oh, that's true. Well, then
And
she'll
if
probably
it's
make
coming,
a run
you know
for...
it's coming for below.
Yeah, so she might actually then make a run for maintenance. Let them do the explosion thing.
Perfect.
And go get, I think she would have asked Jake what he needs from there and just made a list and said, okay, I'm going to go get it kind of thing.
Wait. Okay. So how about this? If we're setting a trap for it, because if you're going to go up on the elevator, it's probably going to chase the elevator because that's if it, likes movement. So it's like we're laying
I'll just
a
wait
trap
for
with...
the sound of the explosion.
Oh, okay.
And then I know that's my cue to push the button.
Okay.
I think.
That's a good answer.
That was...
No, it makes sense.
Okay, so...
Sorry, that was a...
Okay, so all of this conversation happens very quickly. We see feeding the wick through a tube. The little machine is going boop, 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 boop. It seems to be coming directly... It's either above or below you. You don't know, but it's right on top of you. You may even be trying to hold it around, trying to find it, you and your mother. As you set this up, you coil the tubing, you set the gas canister on the inside, and you run it kind of down and away. I'm going to say that you can, if you want, set it on an actual trigger versus like a fire if you wanted to, Professor.
Yeah, I would for sure. Like, if we have the opportunity down here with the engineering stuff,
I would say it's you're like bending wire and those kind of things. You slide the trigger down, and you take it, and all of you close the door as we see an RC car and it kind of sits in the center. Maybe it does a couple wheelies, and all of you can see the camera as it like spins round.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like doing wheelies in this centralized like little circle area. And we're seeing it as it pans by 1 door, 2 door, 3 door, 4 door. And Vince, you stop and you see it. It folds itself out of the ceiling, like unfurls. You didn't even see it there probably the first time you wheelied around with your RC car. And its feet like hit the ground. It's already bigger than it was 20 or 30 minutes ago. You can kind of see its elongated skull now, probably a lot better than you did through a tiny hole. You can see where it has taken the injury from the massive bolt that went through its side, but it hasn't really stopped it. And it kind of looks around and sees the car. What do you do?
Vince
It very much sees the car.
So, and to be clear, the only people not in this containment room waiting and looking at the camera with me is the doctor.
It's the doctor.
Okay. So Vince says, as we all see it on the camera, are we sure we want to guide it here, or should I drive it away?
Are we seeing, like, can we see on the monitor that it's like looking at it?
Yeah, I would say like whatever tiny thing he has on his arm, wherever the camera feeds, you're all seeing it. It's kind of like you see it like stalks over
back it
towards
up.
the RC car.
Back it up to the box.
Okay.
Like to the thing that we made, to the
Okay.
centralized point.
Vince will very slowly.
Yeah, it gets close and you tease it a little bit, and it like It pulls back as the RC car pulls back. I mean, it's just an animal. It's still learning. And it kind of stalks forward again a bit faster now, and maybe the speed of the RC car. You hear
I
the
pull
wheels
back
like
a little
speed
bit
up,
more.
and it starts chasing it down this hallway. And you're going to lead it all the way to the, I guess, whatever this gas canister is.
To our
right?
explosion point, yeah.
To the explosion point.
Yeah.
Is that directly outside your door? Or is that down?
I think
like,
it's
on another
like
end?
I think it's like 15 or 20 feet away from the door.
Great. Okay. Yeah. We see this RC car come to like a stop, and it catches up to it. There's a coiled bundle off to the side of tubing and this RC car, and you see the creature look at the tubing, look at the RC car, look at the tubing, look at the RC car. You all see it. It leans down and it opens its mouth. You can see its teeth are made of metal. At least that's what they look like. And as it opens its mouth, you see a second mouth, much smaller and more rigid. And as it leans down, something shoots out of its gullet, and it kills the camera on the RC car.
Ooh.
And I think we would have, as soon
Hit
as
a button.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
cute.
as soon as the RC car was next to the explosives, we would have
Yep.
turned it on.
And there is an explosion. I gotta figure out. Yeah, all of you hear it go off.
Button presses.
Yeah, he was like, and it starts taking off, and you're moving up to the next floor, which is gonna take you roughly 2 minutes to get to the next major station. To probably find at least what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You hear it scream out, and its body goes flying, the opposite direction away from it. Doctor, you're in this elevator on your way up. It smashes against the side of the elevator. You hear it. It's bleeding out. There's acid everywhere.
Luckily, I have stuff in my bag.
Yep, luckily
She
you
just
just...
takes like whatever out and tries
Yeah, its
one
blood
thing.
spatters everywhere, and you can see it gets up. All right? First off, you can tell that it is very sensitive to the heat. This is the first time you've seen it
Yeah.
actually like, shrink away from something, so you've learned something new about it.
Okay.
And as it stands and the elevator begins to rise, gaining its momentum, and you're dumping whatever this powder
Yeah, the
is to
neutrals
stop
that I
the neutralizer to stop it from eating away at the metal on this elevator. It looks up at you, and then it turns around and looks back. It's injured, it's missing an arm, it's bleeding everywhere. The floor is now like totally acidic. And it begins stomping the opposite direction. It will come for you soon.
Interesting. Does any of the neutralizer work on the acid?
It does. It stops it
Okay.
from eating away too much at the floor, which is already not very...
Good
So
call.
now I know which
Structural.
one to use.
Yeah.
Potentially.
And there's more of it. You would know there's
Yeah.
more of it, so you might be able to get some more if you make it
Okay.
back down.
Yeah. Okay. She proceeds. She can't do anything, you know.
Right to do anything about it.
The
And
elevator's already midway going, so.
inside of this locked room, the small window that looks out of this containment unit is densely obscured by fog. Or by smoke from the explosion. I would say maybe it's very thick wall, so it didn't break through it or anything like that. This small piece of dense glass maybe has some cracking in it from the explosion, but all of you seem to be fine for now.
And did we see where the alien went after the explosion from inside the room?
No, because it killed your RC car. You can't see anything out of the smoke out of this room. The four of you are now here, but you can't see anything outside the room.
Wait, why do I feel like the budget MacGyver?
Okay. I don't understand that reference. Okay, so
This is like a shit.
what do we think? Oh, you betting, man? There, Ben. You would think this was the under over here. It's a 6-point spread on the fact that alien is blown to smithereens, or are we gonna open this door and its tiny mouth is gonna come out of its big mouth and fucking.
All of you take stress. That's very stressful. You're right. Thank you, chat, for the reminder. That's definitely stress-worthy. Dr. Eve can't take it, but the rest of you took a little bit of stress.
I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
Doctor, this is sorry, Jake, your
Virginia.
mom, Virginia. What do you think? Is it like a?
I don't know. I've never seen one before today.
I just feel like science is like half making it up. Is what I've been doing. Okay, so I'll open the door. Is that the plan?
Maybe we should all hide.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That thing, it's not gonna be coming back right away, right? If at the very least, you took a little bit of something,
Well,
that nobody wouldn't be able to walk into that super easy.
We can't go anywhere either because the doctor took the elevator.
Fact.
You said there was comms, right? On the elevator?
Yes.
She might try to cue that up and see if it works.
Okay. Yeah. You try to like boop boop comms. Are you trying to get to them or are you trying to get to the other station?
Them.
The other building. Them.
To them.
Yeah, all of you hear the doctor's voice come through.
Hello?
What do you say?
Hello? I don't know if you guys can hear me. Gosh, I hope so. It didn't kill it, but I figured out how to neutralize the acid and then whatever chemical. And you can find it at the station over here. Just grab as much as you can if there's any acid. The floor is not doing so great by the elevator, but I'm going to come back down for maintenance as soon as I can. And then she...
Do you know if is it chasing you or is it still there? Where is it?
It's not a two-way, right? It's just a one-way.
It's just a one-way.
Yeah.
Vince still says that.
Yeah, you say it out loud
Don't
and
work
hope
that way.
for...
It's not a. It's a.
Oh, that's
it's a
really
speaker.
sad. And
Oh,
that's
It's
very
speaker.
sad.
oh no.
How's she supposed to hear us then?
Yeah, she's out.
That's not it. It's not how it's gonna happen. Okay. So
Your
We-
mother
okay.
stands up. Oh, your mother stands up and goes, let me check.
check what?
She looks at you like, you dumbass. What do you mean check for what?
What do you
Check to see if it's out there.
What are you gonna do? You gonna yell at it with your science? I'm not trying to be snarky here, but like they got two people with guns. Why you let one of the gun
Exactly.
guys check
She
it
goes,
out?
exactly. You're the two people with guns. You have to keep him safe. She's like, just... And she kind of tugs again at her jumpsuit, and she'll go kind of like creak the door open. You hear it kind of like unseal from airtight, and she pulls it open. Some smoke billows in, but it's still kind of settling. And she steps out into like away from the doorway. And she kind of looks around and at some of the smoke away, and she's like, I don't see anything. What does the motion sensor say, Vince?
What does the motion sensor say?
It says boop.
It says nothing. Because nothing's moving.
What floor are we on?
Oh, out of all the many hundreds of floors, this would be like, you're like a third of the way up this thing. How about
Oh
that?
shit. Okay. That's not great. And there's no other means of ascending, I'm guessing.
At the moment, she's like, I think it's clear. And
We
then-
don't.
Yeah?
We have to wait for the elevator.
She says, you're right. Okay. And she goes to walk towards the door to come back in, and your motion detector goes boop, 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 doop, 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 doop. And you see it injured. Actually, acid hits your mother's shoulder, and she goes, ah! As she steps, and it falls, like, it begins eating through her flesh, kind of tries to take part of her jumpsuit off, but it's not enough. It begins kind of feeding through, and she looks up, and it's on the ceiling. And you watch it drop down. Look at all of you. Look at her.
I think Barden just stands. He just steps in front of Vince.
Okay, very nice. That's what I was hoping. It uses its hypnotizing gaze, and you see she doesn't run, she doesn't move, she doesn't even scream. She just stares at it in fear on her knees, and it kind of stalks over to her, looks down, and you watch as that thing that killed your RC car juts out of its mouth and cracks directly through her skull, putting a massive hole in it. Her body goes limp, and it picks her up. It picks her up with the only arm it's got, because you've already blown a lot of it off. It's still dripping acid everywhere.
Can we
And
light
it
this
goes-
thing up?
Yeah, you absolutely can. The door's still
Yeah,
open.
I'm with you, buddy.
Go
Range
for
combat.
it. Roll
0.
me. Each of you can roll a range combat.
Are we moving up?
Yeah, I was about to say, are you moving towards the door? Or are you staying back in the room?
I have long range with this rifle.
The Watatsumi is short range. It's 30 feet. Are we like?
How
Are we
much-
30 feet?
How many refills do you have for that? Because it usually comes with 4,
Um.
and you've used 1, right?
Let's see.
2.
I had 6. I have 6.
You have 6. Okay, so you've only used 1, so you've still got a few rounds. Okay, yeah.
technically I let Vince use one as well, so 2 are down. So I've got 4.
Okay, 2 are down. Okay, so and you would have already loaded another one, I imagine, in the midst of this.
Yeah.
So I love watching Meta be like, "This is bad." It's going to well, go ahead. Both of you take a shot. Range combat.
You know, Dot, I'm gonna, fuck it. If anything, Barden's a great shot. I'm gonna roll full auto on this fucker. Which means I immediately take stress.
Yes, you do.
Something that hasn't really been said right now, and I'm curious.
Uh-huh.
Our signature items, how do those really come into play?
That's a good question. I believe if you use your signature item, depending on, let me double check this. I think you actually get bonuses if you use it.
Because I don't know if another time that I'm going to be able to use my signature item than right this moment.
Then right this second. Okay, let's just see. Hang on. Your signature item. In addition to your normal gear, you also have a signature item, a small item that's of not much practical use, but has sentimental value to you, and that says something about your character. Signature items are usually tiny, blah, blah, blah. Common examples include. Okay, that's great, but it doesn't tell me what the signature item does. That's kind of helpful.
Maybe it's...
I feel like it relieves stress. Hang on, I'm gonna look again.
It probably does relieve stress.
I think it relieves stress. I think that's how that works. Yeah, I think it relieves stress. But, I mean, I'm willing, if you have a good use for it, to talk through what the options are for your... What is your signature item?
My signature item is a photo. It's the photo that I showed Vince in the earliest episode. A photo of my fiance and my newborn. Which is kind of intense, and since the mom just died after she's, like, grabbed onto the vest, it's like... I feel like I'm kind of like protecting my own child at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
We're all reacting to...
No, I saw that.
Bard,
I saw that.
yeah.
So, would I be able to
Okay.
gain a modifier from that, or nah?
Hold on.
Oh, I would say, yeah. I say maybe there is that paternal instinct that kicks in when you see her die, knowing he has no parents left. You step in front of him, just as Barden does.
I forgot the bonus of the rifle.
Oh, damn it. Oh, yeah.
I
Okay,
do hit,
that's right, 'cause you
but I rolled 2 fucking
did
things.
you roll? Okay. What is the damage on that, Mike? Just so I know.
I just grabbed the basic rifle, so it's only 2 damage.
So it's only 2, and it will try to mitigate. Okay. You reach in your pocket, or wherever you keep it, and that photo reminds you of that paternal instinct, and you stepped in front of him. So yeah, I'll give you a +1 to this roll.
Sure.
Okay, that's a success. So you do hit 3 points of damage, right? 3 and 2. Hang on. And you also roll stress. So I'm gonna have both of you roll off the stress table.
I'm having a bad time.
Real bad.
And you're locked in a room, or you're kind of locked in.
Do I roll twice, Dot? Is that how that works?
No,
I failed twice.
I think you only roll once.
I want to believe you.
I want to. Well, you can.
You know,
For that.
I'm just gonna believe you.
That was weird.
Stress.
Oh,
Where
it didn't roll it.
Where is the stress button? Stress dice. Bam. How many dice? 2.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know why. Let's do it again.
Did you
says you
put
just
1
make
in
one.
it, Bub?
No, I did not.
When
but I
the
also
input
thought it would-
value comes up, you should put 1 in there.
Okay.
I thought that
Oh,
was
that's
supposed
just
to read a number.
that's just rolling your stress. Die.
Oh,
Okay.
right. We
With
just
stress
roll.
die,
You
you're
just
rolling
roll
off the table. You roll 2d6 and
Yeah.
take the total. There we go. 7 and 8. Okay, that's better. So a 7. Who rolled the 7?
Bub
A
did.
nervous twitch. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increase by 1. So everybody in the room, including Vince, will take a stress.
Dope.
Beautiful.
Tremble. You start to tremble uncontrollably. All skill rolls using agility suffer a -2 modification until your panic stops. So if you fire again, Mike,
Yeah.
you'll take a -2 to that shot. But both of you hit. This creature, because I think that it can, is going to try to get the heck out of here.
Oh, he's got 1 arm, and he's holding the woman.
He is. He may have to drop the woman, which sucks.
I'm gonna
But-
blast his ass.
His mobility. Okay. All right. I'm gonna roll its armor. Okay, because that's how this works. It needs to it's trying to negate all the damage, which would be 5 total that you're doing to it. Boom! 4. It only takes 1 point of damage. You see as all of you lift it up and you fire. The only thing that hits it, I'm gonna say, is the bolt. It actually instead of going through it, it like sticks in its side.
Remember, the bolt goes through 3 points of armor. So what's
Also-
up to me as armor shredded 3?
The what do you call it? The Armat pulse rifle is also armor piercing.
Okay, how much?
I don't
Do some math.
know. I don't
Well-
know. I didn't see that on there. Weapon features.
Because basically, it's got an armor rating of 8, which means it's gonna
Jesus.
always
Holy
roll 8 die.
Shit. Gross.
So it will, yeah, it has 8. So I will always roll 8d8 anytime
I
you try to
don't-
take.
Is it just separate then? Like, does it trigger for a separate thing? So, like, per the shot?
Yeah, it would be per shot. So the first shot, who shot first?
I did.
Barden did. So Barden's shot is negated. Period.
Gross.
1, 2,
And I have 3 armor pierce.
and you have 3. So it still takes 1 point of damage.
Where do you
'cause
see how much
it will
armor
negate-
pierce it has?
You have to go down to the weapon breakdown itself.
Yeah, mine
Yeah, the
just
actual
says
chart.
it just says comment armor piercing.
Maybe that's a state that you can look up. Go to the appendix and see if there's like an armor
Yeah.
piercing. Armor, gear, armor. Yeah, I'm not sure. But even then, it's still got 8. 8. So we
Nuts.
still see it. We see it jab into its like chest. And it doesn't leave the other side. It just kind of hangs out of its chest. It like screams out. Doctor, you hear this from below you after sending this message to everyone. It immediately jumps into the ceiling, still dripping like acid everywhere, taking your mother with it, and it's gone. You see it disappear, and the beep gets farther and farther away, and it is now gone, at least for now. The floor is being consumed by all of the blood that it left behind.
Vince, as the blips start getting more distant, is going to start moving and trying to keep the keep it within the range of the motion sensor. So as he just like, without blinking, watches all of that happen, and then it disappears into the ceiling, Vince just locks his head back down on the motion sensor and is going to just follow it without saying anything.
You walk out.
Yeah, like as it goes into the ceiling and then I see the dot starting to
Yep.
escape from the range, Vince is going to follow it to keep its dot within the range.
Boop,
Who
boop,
knows
boop.
how
You go
long he'll
all
be
the
able to
way
do
to
that.
the edge. You see that it seems to be going down. Back down.
And then, so I went all the way basically to the precipice of the elevator tunnel.
Yeah. It took
Okay.
your mother and it went down to down.
All right. So Vince just stands at the edge of the elevator tunnel and just looks down and then just stays there looking at the motion sensor.
Which doesn't beep anymore. But our camera cuts to find the doctor. At 5, 4, 3, 2. It stops at this maintenance floor. The door opens up. It is dead silent and it's dark.
Nope, don't have a lighter. Or, don't have a flashlight. That's okay. She kind of puts her hand on, I guess, on the rail and just as fast as she can without tripping over herself goes towards where things are. Is there some kind of ambient light at all?
I would say maybe there's like floor running lights.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Where like you can
Yeah,
see
yeah,
the
yeah.
floor, but it doesn't give off more than like low light or low blue light.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, droids don't have stress. She doesn't have this innate fear factor happening inside. She's obviously concerned, but she has no, like, that stress isn't there. So she's just going, like, she's got the mission. She has to go
Yep.
get the stuff, and that's what
Mhm.
she's gonna do.
You maybe catch your breath. You don't really panic, and now you're learning why. Your hand is still stable, and you step off. There is a slight like pinch in your side, but it's not
Mm.
pain. At least you don't think it is.
Yeah.
And you head over to it's basically the floors are identical. So you head over to what would be the storage closet, and you use your Wayland Yutani code. You enter it, and you see this level has a lot less tools and a lot more supplies. Medical stuff, food storage in case they were locked down here, those kinds of things. Actually, in fact, Doctor, you see there are some supplies missing. More than likely the team that made the climb came through here.
Is there a large enough, but like, you know, those like cases that have a carrying handle?
Yeah, like a metal ones?
Yeah. I think she's just gonna throw stuff in there. Like, the things first that she needs for Jake, and then if there's room, grab medical supplies, essentially.
About this time, as you're like finishing up and we hear the briefcase click shut, we hear that scream of the creature. And since Dot was a goober and rolled d8s instead of d6s, I re-rolled, giving the benefit to the players. So Barden's would have technically gone off. What did you read, Mike, about armor piercing?
So armor piercing isn't a number. It's if your weapon has armor piercing in its special category, you all armor counts as half against that weapon. So instead of 8, it would have 4 against an armor piercing weapon.
And in order to do that, you have to roll your amount against our successes. And that's what I just read in the armor section for
Right.
damage.
So okay. So I'm gonna re-roll again. So you said 3 of 8 would be 5d.
No, any armor piercing would be half. So it'd be half either way.
Yeah. It's,
So your 3 armor, it doesn't. The 3 negation.
I think it was just 3 damage. I've just misread.
Okay.
So you did roll a 6 on mine and a 6 on Bub's, so that would negate 1 point of damage, I believe, from each of us.
1 point of damage for each, but
So it
not
took
all of it. So again, it's still
3 points of damage from those combined.
1 and 2. Yeah. Okay. So that actually means it took more damage than I originally. It is super duper injured. 'Tis okay.
Thank God.
Doesn't. It's very injured, but it's also gathered 2 bodies.
I hope we blew it up, man. I hope it's fucking injured. Jesus Christ.
It is. It's really injured.
I don't have too many more of these shots, though.
To what Satsumi's, to the chest. So, it's barely going to survive. But all it's gotta do is get his mama back to the cheetah eggs. Okay.
No, Dad. Don't say that.
You grab what you need. You hear it scream out. They have definitely done it. Some kind of injury. Maybe this snaps you to move even faster. You click it shut and you put everything back and you close the door behind you and you run back to the elevator. I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yes. Quick as you can.
Back down.
Yep.
I would say for the crew down on the lower tier, you hear the elevator engage again as you are all kind of gathering yourself. She's on her way back. She'll be here in 2 minutes.
I think she would actually queue up comms and be like, okay, I have the supplies. I'm coming down. Get ready.
Vince is still standing at the edge of where the elevator would be, staring down.
Poor Vince.
I'm just waiting. I think that's it. I'm just waiting it out. Very vigilant, stressed out.
Did anybody try to neutralize the acid like you've told them?
The floor is just like slowly dissipating.
Would there be much more of that?
There
particular
might be
chemical down
one
here?
bottle, a second bottle, possibly, where you could try. It's like a powder. It's a neutralization powder.
Okay, then no, I don't think we would use it. I think we would save it just
Okay.
in case it gets on our skin.
Yes. Smart move. You tuck it, but the floor now is rather precarious. Some places you step in it, your boot cuts through it, especially,
Tricky
in
steps.
just the right way. Yeah, little tricky steps. And all of you see the elevator thing. The doctor stands there with a briefcase and some extra supplies. As soon as it pulls into place, the 3 of you maybe turn to look. The creature, the bleeding one that is almost dead, it lands on the top of the elevator. It looks at all of you. It probably says "fuck you" in xenomorph. And it looks at its last arm, and you watch as it picks it up, and its like thing comes out and through it and splatters acid all over the top of the elevator and the like cables that are dangling. Doctor, I'm gonna give you a single moment to react. What do you do?
Toss the briefcase into the hallway.
You toss the briefcase into the hallway. You guys all see it. It like lands, and about this time, the acid splatters open. It rips its chest, like it kills itself, basically, kamikaze style. Acid slings everywhere, and the elevator drops
Good thing there's a way to climb up.
with the doctor in it.
Oh, son
Vince
of a bitch.
It is
didn't
now
move an
dead.
inch.
For the record, it is super dead now.
So Vince went from being at the edge of the elevator, staring down at his mom, just dying, then looking up at the doctor, then getting the briefcase thrown right next to him, and then his head going back down to follow.
Okay, so guys, I've seen some shit, and that was some shit. Okay, like I don't fucking.
The elevator hits the bottom of the mining shaft.
You gotta learn some new words today, Vince, because it's got fucking what, and then and then it like and then, oh god.
Barton,
Yeah, buddy.
when's the last time you hopped on the Stairmaster?
Whew. You know, how long we been here? About 30 years.
Right.
We got a lot of climbing ahead of us.
Yes,
Okay.
you do. All of you can take a stress for watching a teammate die. This thing kamikazing the hell out of the situation.
That was
And the
fucking stressful.
camera, like you look over and you see it. You know it's here. There is like a ladder for climbing, and you just climb the kind of internal core of the mining shaft up the rest of the 2/3 of the way.
For anybody
what do
that
we
needs
get?
it.
Yeah.
You guys have surgical kits, multiple surgical kits, and multiple medical kits, including the supplies that Jake asked for. So
And yeah, so Jake, you could make a reroll with a +1 now to make a flamethrower if you wanted.
Sure, cool. Could I also could we take some time to like alleviate some stress here while we're trying to build that?
You sure can.
I'm gonna make sure like Vince, stay on the meter thing. We don't need more surprises.
Okay.
He doesn't say anything.
So here's what I'm thinking, right? We talked about earlier, we talked about the explosives that could possibly be there, and the methane pockets and the whole thing. I say, sorry, buddy. I say, fuck it. Okay, what we do is we just get as much explosives as humanly possible. Obviously, exploding the alien worked a little bit, okay? So I say we take the canister of aliens that fucking Clip-On brought up there, and then we just load that son of a bitch full of explosives, right? You with me? You following? And then we just push it down the shaft, and then boom, we blow the whole thing up. Ship everyone in the tubes, the pods, fuck them. We blow the whole thing up.
Fuck 'em.
We get everybody dead. All the aliens, they burn in a fire, way down there, 10 miles down, and then we seal the thing like an Egyptian tomb, and then we get the hell out of here. I don't know, I'll eat canned tuna for the rest of my life in a little pod in the doctor's clean room. I don't care what it is, but we gotta... I'm not here for more aliens. Ben, it's not gonna happen
No,
for me.
I'm with you. All right, just
Okay.
calm down.
All right,
Look,
it's like,
we've never been more on board together, but
Yeah.
you gotta hold it together at least a little bit.
okay,
all right?
great. Yeah,
Vince just lost his mom.
right. Yeah.
So keep your shit together.
And then the doctor and his dad, and then like the...
Yeah.
then he
It's
killed
been a
the
lot,
guy.
real
It's
fast.
been a lot. It's like
Barton, shut the fuck up.
15
Barton.
minutes.
Barton,
Okay, what?
shut up.
All right,
Vince,
you're in charge.
come here. Let me out. Let me outfit you.
Vince is still staring down the empty elevator shaft, facing away from you.
I could
Come on, man. All hands on board. All right.
probably use
Your mom
that.
specifically told me that you got to get out of here, and you can't do that if you're not team player, man. Let's go. Come on.
I could get like a series of tubes that could rewrite the water from the broken bridge. Just flood the whole system. And then, how do I turn the water off? You get the whole, it's 10 miles.
Vince.
And as we see this,
Still
oh,
staring.
still staring, and as we see this pontification, and all of you take a moment to alleviate some stress, which you absolutely can. The camera cuts down and follows to the bottom, where it's now very dusty and smoky, where an elevator has crash landed, kind of like a can. It's kind of squished and squished. I imagine that maybe we see the doctor's hand. I don't imagine that you survive, at least not entirely, this this endeavor. But
Wait, if you
instead-
jump in a falling elevator, that should isn't that how?
Perfect.
The
So
physics
you
work?
go splat after it does.
Yes. Yeah.
You have a moment of extra time. But it actually cues in on the vessel, the ship. This pressure of the elevator hitting rocks the ship a little bit that's kind of been unearthed in the dirt. And we see a cryo pod pop open. You don't know if it was the fact that, it's everybody down here is going to be dead and the cryopods are going to open anyways because there's no power anymore, or if it was actually the rocking of the vessel. But something opened it. The first one. We see the face of somebody that we know. Somebody that already has critical injuries. I forgot about that. A marshal. It was requested that she wake up if somebody else woke up or wakes up first, but for some reason something's wrong. We see her kind of pry the sticky pieces that may be reading her medical lines. And as you sit forward and maybe push it open, you're not met with what you expect. The vessel has crashed. It seems that your crew is still here. It seems that the cargo is kind of still here. But what worries you the most is it's only the boxes. They've been opened.
You're muted.
She's obviously a little disoriented coming out of cryo.
Yeah.
She has no idea how much time has gone by, but very clearly bad things have happened. She kind of looks around, probably sees the very dead body of Vince's father.
Yep. Very open and splayed. Yep.
Dissected thing.
You see, yeah.
Yep.
You see the whole aftermath.
Yeah, I mean, more human beings dead over there. Just great. Oh hell. Well,
what worries you the most is that black,
the mold
fungi
stuff. Yeah,
the mold is everywhere. It's clearly breached containment, and it started growing on the vessel and the ship, and out of what seems to be a welded open hole, like somebody removed the side of the ship to get in.
Oh boy. Oh hell. Well, this ain't good. All right. She slowly climbs out, trying not to disturb anything. She probably just takes her shirt, rips it. I mean, she's not a scientist. She just kind of wraps it around her nose and mouth, hoping
Yeah, just to try to keep it. Yeah, anything that you can do.
Yeah,
maybe a bandana or something.
Yeah.
And maybe even as you crawl out and kind of gather yourself, maybe you exit the vessel.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see the dead body of a colonial marine, as well as most definitely a Wayland-Yutani rep.
And the crumpled remains of a military guy that fell.
Yeah, that fell. Yeah. And this crushed elevator off to the side, as well. There's a large piece of machinery. You don't know where or how or why it's here. And maybe you even start the process of thawing out your friends, which may take some time.
Yeah, she will go over and see if they're even functioning. Obviously checks to see if they're alive.
Yeah, so actually I would say maybe you even check where your ribs were broken. Your ribs are healed.
Oh.
The damage you took is gone. But
Okay.
it takes ribs months to heal.
Yeah.
Sometimes years, depending on how broken they are and how bad it is, and
Yeah.
yours was real bad. But you seem to be feeling better.
Well, that's nice, but okay. Been in here for a while, I'm guessing. All right, let's start. And she's beep beep.
Yeah, beep beep.
All
You
that-
start waking everybody up slowly but surely. You see their countdown kind of begins,
Yeah.
and
She looks
not
for her
doctor.
glasses.
Yeah. You look around for your glasses. Maybe you
All right.
find them. They're cracked. They're definitely
That's
cracked.
fine.
They're definitely cracked. And then your eye catches something else off in the distance. Kind of against the base of this, whatever this piece of massive machinery is. There's like a slimy viscous that's beginning to cover the front of it. And off in the distance, you see two bodies that have kind of been like plastered to the side of it. And in front of them lay, wait, no, because we don't have any. Yeah. In front of them are the 2 eggs from the crates.
And they were just pushed off. We left them.
Oh shit. All right. Okay, that's real bad. All this situation is absolutely foobar right now. I'll tell you that much. She's just talking to herself because she has
you're
no
like talking
idea,
to yourself. Maybe you have a flashlight and you're like trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, she has flashlight.
You find
luckily.
one of those, like, you find one of the spiders, the space spiders, very dried up and kind of crispy, clearly is rather old, like on the ground. And maybe you get close, but not too close to this, like, situation, and you can see there's a man there, and there's a woman who has a hole in her skull, and she's kind of, like, draped there. And one of the pods, like, opens up.
Oh, hell no.
One of the pods is already open.
Yeah.
The man's pod, the one in front of him, is already open. Yeah, you pull a gun and you see it like, and there seems to be some like the sounds of like bodily liquids and fluids like moving.
Mm-hmm. She's not even hesitating. She's doing a shoot that motherfucker.
Okay.
She knows she's seen it happen before. Yep. She's not going with that shit.
Okay, go ahead and make, you may actually save Vince's mom from a painful chest burster. Go ahead and make...
Well...
does stress level go away from Cryo, or is it still there?
That's a good question. How much stress do you have?
I have 3 right now.
You can cut that in half. I would say cut it in half.
Round down or up?
Yeah, round down. You can just take the one.
Okay.
I'll do that for everybody that comes out of Cryo.
Okay.
For now.
Yes, I mean, it's going to go right back
kind of reasonable. Do you open fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
One decisive shot.
Okay. Go ahead. You like plow right into it. The facehugger is going to get a chance to escape because it is open already. It's going to try to make a jump for it.
Thank God I have a bandana on my face.
Right, yeah. I guess
not that it's necessarily going to help. It still can choke me.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I get its armor rating right. Okay, it's not a whole lot. That's helpful for you. It does, in fact, jump out. Go ahead and make the ranged combat roll.
Okay. Oh, should I hit the attack on the weapon or the actual ranged combat roll? I just forgot. I don't know which one.
That's interesting. I do the ranged combat because I don't know how that functions. I'll just need to figure out what the damage is on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 successes.
Hey, nice.
Hey, very nice. Okay. Yes, you fire, and you're hitting the egg sac, or are you firing for the creature?
I mean, if she sees it jump out,
it jumps.
Creature.
It like
It
goes
creature
to jump
for sure
for her face. Okay.
Yeah.
You definitely hit the creature. Do you know how much?
It's 2 damage plus 1 bonus, whatever that means.
Okay, so if you get a bonus, which in this case I don't know that you did. Okay, so it just needs to roll for. You said 2. Needs to roll it.
She would have got a stunt.
Yes.
Would I be able to simultaneously dodge, like out of the way?
It's not coming for you. It's going for her because that's who it was like put in front of. It's going to her face, so not yours.
Okay.
But if it fails, so you did get a stunt. So there's a couple things you can do. Another point of damage if you want.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Another
okay,
point
so
of damage.
that makes it 3. That makes it 3. So roll. Okay, it only negates 1 point, and as it like, and it goes to her face, you see it does. I would say you catch it midair.
Okay.
Like a dead eye shot. And it slings its body like over to the side. The bad news is it's not dead yet. Oh yes, it is. I lie. It is dead. Yeah, it is dead. I lie.
Yes!
It's just a face hugger. It's just a face hugger.
Beautiful.
And it kind of like and like curls in on itself, and you see it kind of like twitches off to the side. The woman's body still lays there. unfortunately, you hear something else, the cracking and sound of ribs.
Yep.
The man who's already bleeding out, he kind of sits up. He's very, very pale.
Yeah.
He kind of looks at you and through a very raspy voice goes, "Help me!" And this like little creature like juts from his chest and quickly scutters across the ground, runs into the machinery. You can hear its little feet pattering against metal.
Oh shit! Fuck.
I am gonna roll for its mobility just to see. The good news is you did kill the second face hugger.
Yep.
So we're down to one alien again. It's real good. That's real good. I didn't think you'd actually.
There's only one egg left too, right? And it's the one that was up there. Oh no, there's only the bodies up there.
No,
there's an egg.
Moved one egg to the top.
There's an egg.
The bodies
There's
are all
also a lot
downstairs.
of other stuff. Oh yeah, I rolled. That was I rolled
Sick.
4.
Come on, Todd.
Yeah, before you can even maybe you even trail it, it's gone.
Okay.
Up and away and into the rig, leaving you momentarily by yourself as you kind of tried to gather all this.
She's just gonna go right for. She knows where the weaponry was, so she's gonna go and look for all the weapons crates that they had. She's slinging it. She's gonna.
You're like slinging stuff open to see it. Some of the weapons are still here. They didn't open everything, which is kind of interesting. And as some of these crates have the spores all over them, and you can see that the crates with the bodies in them are covered. Whatever this fungus is has just taken over these decaying bodies. It nasty. It is nasty.
Nasty.
It's so nasty. And you gather what you can. I'd say not all of it's here. A lot of this has been damaged. A lot of these weapons are unusable. Based on I guess it's not really dust. Based on and weapons don't really age. Maybe there's a little moisture in the air. It is an ice planet, for Pete's sake. Maybe there's a little rust in places. It tells you that you've been down here a while. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is like you can tell you've been down this. You have been crash landed for a while, though you're unsure how long. As you hear one of the hatches of another cryo tube open, and the camera cuts to 3 gentlemen who are starting their ascent up a ladder.
They would hear the gunshot.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I bet you all, as you're like climbing,
Would
you
we?
hear pow, pow, pow.
If we're a third of the way up there? A third of the way would be like
Loud.
Metal.
Yeah, but a
echoes.
third of the way would be 3 miles. You don't hear
True, but
gunshots for
it's-
3 miles.
It's a vacuum.
Echo
It's like
chamber.
it's a chamber where we've
It is
got metal
a
walls all
chamber.
around us.
It would be very dulled. It would be that like. It's not going to be very close.
We might mistake
Actually,
it
you
for
can all
part of the
roll.
elevator,
If
It would
you
just be the
want.
one. She only took
An
one.
observation. Oh, that's right. You only
shot,
made one shot. One shot.
One
So an
distinct shot and
observation.
then silence.
An
Yeah, I'll give-
observation roll will
I'll
give
give
it
it a
to
shot.
you.
I mean, we're all on edge anyway. I'll give it a shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vince
join
will
you.
too.
Nope, I got nothing.
Don't hear it. Nope.
Oh,
Vince, you do hear it.
Fucking ASAC. Come on, man.
Vince, roll off the panic table.
okay.
Vince hears it, and at a 6 means that you
That's the
keep
best
it
number.
together. You jump a little bit. Maybe your foot even slips a little when you hear the gunshot down below. It's very clear the two men with you don't hear it.
Does Vince recognize it as a gunshot? Okay.
For sure.
Vince stops.
Somebody below. You thought everybody below was either dead or in cryo.
Vince stops and I imagine maybe the Barden and Ben are maybe on sandwiching Vince on either side of him, so he stops and then looks down, and we'll say that he looks down at Barden, who's the one below him, and says,
Someone fired a gun down there,
No, kid. Everyone down there is.
but I heard it.
Listen, man. I'm pretty sure that it's like when the elevator crunched down there, it probably
know
like
what I
bounced off a
heard.
thing, and it just echoed and reverberated off the walls. It's
Mr. Barden,
yeah.
I heard a gunshot.
How though? Everyone is dead.
What if they got out?
Well, then they're for sure gonna die because there's no elevator.
But we're on a ladder. They
Yeah.
might.
Well, then you know what? I wish them the best of luck. Getting up here.
Hey, Ben,
Yeah.
do you have another flare thing? Glow stick?
I got a couple.
Can you throw one down? All
Yeah.
the way down?
Yeah. Kind of like pull it off the hat and snap it and just kind of shuck it on the other side of the ladder.
Yeah, and it ding, doof, 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 until it just like tink, 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 tinks all the way down to.
Good luck.
And eventually we see Blackburn. Maybe you're like checking weapons, you're maybe counting ammo, you're checking your six to make sure while they're thawing out of cryo, and a glow stick like tings off of part of the metal and probably gunks you in the head and then drops to your side.
Well, hello there. I don't think one of those little creepy crawl things uses that. Might be a good sign, or might not be. All right. Not gonna start screaming in the void though, so let's keep going. I guess. Why am I talking to myself? I don't even know.
Maybe you pick it up and you loop it on your neck, or you toss it to shed some more light on the subject. Professor Barden, Vince, and Jake. This is a strenuous thing, the act of climbing constantly. I'm going to need all of you to probably roll for that. The real question is what?
Stamina?
Stamina is my guess.
Stamina?
Stamina.
Stamina? Stamina.
This is really just to see how fast you're moving, and
Wow.
man,
Nice.
this is why Professor roll. You've already got a -1. That's that's strength based, isn't it? Stamina.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you didn't have to take the -2. Go ahead and roll again on the stress table, or the panic table. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
I hold it together.
You keep it together. Your hands shake again from before, and you shake it off and are able to continue moving.
Shake it.
Almost lost your footing, and you're at the bottom. Ain't nobody there to catch you, but an 11-year-old.
Does he do you make any noise at all?
I think there's like an old man grunt, and then like whatever like rock dirt was underneath his boot like hits. Oh no, I guess I'm the last person. Yeah, so no, I just make like an old man grunt, like I might have slipped on the bar. Oh, fine. I'm fine.
Vince looks down and
I got it.
Okay.
Fine. Just keep going.
Vince calls up to Ben and says, "How much longer until the next floor? Like
not,
the next?
Not much. Not much. I don't know. Maybe like another.
Can we
15 or
take a
so
break
feet?
when we get there?"
Yeah. But we'll take a tenner.
What's a tenor?
I don't think that we have
10.
time for that.
10, maybe 10 minutes at best.
Oh, we can rest for shorter.
Good. Yeah, that's fine.
I would say maybe along the way, you all find a very small landing. It's not meant for probably more than 2 men. It's just a place to do maintenance or to weld pieces, those
We're
kinds
two
of
and
things.
a half men.
You're 2.5 men, but you fit very tightly. As you could use this like step off of the ladder and like shake your arms out, right? Get the jello-y feel from this as you take a minor break.
How many
Because
cables
I'm
are still
super evil, I
hanging?
have all these corruption bars to use.
I'm curious about the cables that still sort of are hanging
For the
right now.
first time, Vince, I would say you guys have breached the halfway point. Let's say you're like right you're about to meet the halfway like mark, making your way up, and you hear something. I would say Vince for sure, but that do you still have your thing? You still holding the
Yeah.
trigger?
Especially since we're on a landing
Especially
now.
since we're resting.
Yeah.
Vince, are you still using the motion detector?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, my sound is being weird. I'm sorry.
I thought so. I was like,
You sound like you're like 10 feet away. Hang on. Okay, sorry, my headphones
hear
are
us
coming.
now?
I was like,
Yes.
what did you say? You sound like you were on the other
Yes.
side of a field.
I am still using the motion
I'm
sensor.
sorry.
We all-
My ears and hearing is going.
We all made a confused face because Bub asked you a question and you were like,
I
fucking
was
whatever.
confused too, and I was like, I don't hear all of you talking. I'm sorry. Bub, what did you say?
How many cables are still left?
How many what are still left?
Cables.
For the elevator?
Yes, there's still like at least the elevator like arms that run
Yes.
that run the length of it.
That run the length. I mean, it took out the main, like, dense airline cable that was, like, holding it there, but there would be other cables still dangling.
Well, wouldn't it have?
Say 4 or 5.
Did it just fry the cables from the point at containment? Like, are they
Yeah.
where we're climbing? They're still intact, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I would also say, too, I'm only going...
Oh no.
I'm only going to let Jake make this roll. I'm only going to let Jake make this roll, because I think Jake is... I definitely know the professor would have no knowledge of this. Jake, you could roll... No, you would just know this. You would know how the radioactive material comes in and out, right?
Okay.
The deal is, we collect the radioactive material. Weyland-Yutani shows up every so many months, right? They drop supplies from the surface through the ice and sink them via weights down to the bottom where you are.
Right.
And you send all the radioactive material up in a balloon.
Yep. Okay.
You would know that if you could make it to the top, those mechanisms for shipping things to the surface is still there. All of that's there, and you would have limited air, but you could balloon your way to the top.
Once we break the hull. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually like a loading dock for this, because like there would be some kind of mechanism they'd use to swim out and go get the weighted crates, right? And then there would be like a loading station where they put all of the radioactive material, set it up, and then hit the balloon button, and it would like...
So you said this is particularly this platform was like an area for maintenance. So I might have some, maybe not necessarily tools, but I could acquire some things here. Yes. Okay. All right. So
How?
I had an idea, Barden,
Yeah.
but it's going to come at a cost of being real slick, careful, and it's also going to cost my maintenance check.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna live under the assumption that we killed all the aliens and everything's gonna be great. So.
Well, we got to get over there to and like he's pointing to the bars that support the structure.
Yeah. How do you plan on doing that?
That's the real question. How are we planning on doing that? I don't know.
I'm 65. Every single bone in my body makes a noise.
I'm not worried about the noises your body's making.
I can't jump that. I can't even swing that.
I can't jump that.
I don't know who you think I am, but
Listen, there's a
Vince
he's come
does
with
laugh a tiny bit.
he's come with heart. Like he pointed to his vest. Like Weyland-Yutani at least recognizes while we're expendable that we still cost money, so they make sure that we at least have a harness.
like we could
So
throw the kid across and then drag him back. That's
No, that's a fucking terrible idea.
I was just making suggestions to you. You said it was a bad idea. I figured how worse could it get?
Listen, my jumper is fine. Okay, I could get over there as long as I
Okay.
could
My jump.
as long as I could tether it up.
Okay, and now how do you get back? How's that work?
Well, I think I could get a cable across to this landing, and with the maintenance jack, there's a good chance I could separate it.
Yeah.
The landing.
Uh-huh.
We can create a little micro elevator.
Yeah.
I don't understand anything that you're saying.
All right, so
but
like,
just let me
look
know
this.
what to do.
Let me layman's it out here for you.
Yeah, do that,
My
please.
maintenance
Yeah, that'd
jack,
be great.
and I point to this.
Yeah.
I press a button.
Yeah, I
And you
got
saw
the
what
point.
this did to the door, right? It
Right.
opened the door.
Yep,
Therefore,
yep.
it's got a motor in it, and it's
Yeah.
enough that it just, Barden,
It can
pause
open
for a
up.
moment
Yep.
and try to breathe.
Okay.
You're fucking me up here. All
Sorry,
right.
go
My
ahead.
line of thought is, listen, if I press this button, it's not that hard. It can either open or close, and I take the governor off, and it will just keep spinning. And if it's meant to open up 1,000 pounds worth of door, we're not 1,000 pounds worth of man together, and this will run us up its track.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
But how do we hook
We
it to
gotta-
the thing?
We have to separate the platform, and we're probably gonna have to pendulum swing for a minute.
True.
There's the danger in that is we have to separate this from the wall.
Oh, is that the
And,
danger?
Yeah, yes.
Not
Because
the pendulum swinging over a 3-mile drop.
Uh,
It's the danger.
look, Barton, you can climb your happy ass into the 10 miles. You feeling good about that? Because I heard you grunt 20 feet in.
He's not wrong.
I know he's not wrong, kid. I'm just saying. I'm trying to minimize the dying. There's a fucking alien, and then now I gotta Indiana Jones across a cavern. I know you don't understand what that means, but you'll figure it out one day.
It's not gonna be hard. All right, it's not gonna be hard. We just have to. We can break these clips and separate this easy enough. I just gotta get over to it. With my suit and assume like I'll put all the danger on me.
Okay, how do we help?
Believe, I guess. I don't know.
Here's the thing.
All right.
If you can, in fact, figure out a way to help, I will give him, this is considered a group role in the game, which means he gets a bonus for every person that helps, but you have to have a real way of helping.
So
I qualify praying is not...
yes.
Yeah, this is where I'm leaning on your intellect and
Okay.
and what have you.
So Zach wants to reframe this so that Zach fully understands. So I get the idea that we're going to take this maintenance jack and basically plug it into the mechanism that the elevator used to use and use it because the maintenance jack can, deal with about 1,000 pounds, that basically just ride the maintenance jack up the elevator shaft. What's this part about having to jump somewhere?
You have to get the cable that's dangling in the middle. Because you have to have something to latch the maintenance jack onto to ride
That's the
up.
thing. Okay,
Yes.
got it. And the
So
cable
you got to get the cable that's just dangling in the center of this massive elevator shaft.
That's the Indiana Jones
Got
part.
it.
Yeah.
That's the Indiana Jones part.
And-
So it is a
and-
mobility check to jump out there, grab it, and try to bring it back, basically. And then there will be the heavy machinery roll, which is to make the makeshift elevator.
Got it. Okay.
How far away is the cable, Dot?
Oh, it's not far. It's not, but it's enough that Barton would probably poop himself.
Yeah. So this is one of those things where you could have your bud grab your belt loop, and you could lean completely horizontal to the ground and reach and grab it.
The problem in lies all of our weight staying on this platform. When we separate
this
it, it's
very
going to
tiny
immediately
platform.
swing.
Yep. So
What floor are we on? What's on this floor that we took a break on?
this is technically not a proper floor.
Great.
No.
This is a very small platform that you're standing on that's done for maintenance between floors.
Exactly. It's like a 5x5.
Yeah, exactly. You're standing on a 5x5, all three of you huddling together making this plan.
Okay, cool. I have an idea, Dot.
Okay.
I believe it's a survival role. I'm gonna explain it why. Barden has a giant backpack that we've seen many times. It's full of shit.
We have. Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't need it because there's fucking aliens. So who gives a shit about his backpack full of
Who
shit?
needs backpacks? Okay.
So, much like escaping in a movie where you tie bed sheets together, we cut the backpack straps and other parts of the backpack, tie it together, and use it to lasso the cable towards us, where no one jumps off and risks pitfalling into a fucking crevasse.
So it's not. I would say that you could do it without jumping. It's a lean. Somebody's
Either
got to
way,
lean
that
over.
sounds
Okay.
way more dangerous than lassoing it like Wonder Woman. So I'm gonna try to make a lasso.
Okay? That's
I assume survival.
yes, that's a survival. Somebody else has to make the maneuver check. Isn't that what it is? No,
That's
mobility
not mobility.
check.
That's not me.
Mobility.
I'm gonna make this rope.
Okay, you make the survival check.
Vince, after hearing the professor explain what he wants to do, Vince says, "I used to play a little we used to play this game with bottles. I can't really explain it, but I can try it."
I'm gonna push that.
I was about to say, if you don't, you're just gonna rip your backpack to shreds.
Fucking okay.
Roll
Suck a
for
dick. Me.
success. You do it, and maybe you pass it off to Vince.
Yeah.
Vince, you can now, if you want to try to do the lasso, but you are gonna need to roll for panic.
Fucking.
Yes, finally. Drop item. Whether by stress, confusion, or the realization that you're all going to die, you drop a weapon or other important item. Well, I'm going to let you choose. Do you drop the backpack or your gun, Professor?
I mean
I guess he would drop the rope because the gun is on him. It's like
strapped to him.
It's like strapped
there
on.
are all kinds of things that could happen. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it does say important item, which is the downside. Like all of the contents of his backpack could have fallen out, minus the rope. But there's nothing.
Okay.
There's nothing really in there besides a video
there's nothing
camera.
really in there. Yeah.
His video camera, which is his only item. Oh no, I'm sorry. His diagnostic device, the Seegson's diagnostic device, would be in that too. So that's what drops.
So there
which
are,
is
there
which
are.
is his
So
+2
you-
comm device.
You begin breaking this apart, and in doing so, unfortunately, whatever zipper was used is compromised, and all the gear dumps out. The seats and everything, and you hear it clatter with great noise, metal on metal, all the way down.
See what I'm trying to say there, Ben? That's a prime example right there. If that could have been you, is what I'm trying to say. It's because
Why?
if you jumped in there and then
Why are you tearing your backpack apart? We could have just used the tether from the gun.
you couldn't have fucking said that before I started doing the
I didn't know
rope.
what the fuck you were doing.
I explained. The
I'm
kid
not
understood it.
scientist.
The kid
I'm a
said
parts changer.
he played bottle rockets. He heard
Hold
it.
on,
How did you
mobility.
not hear this?
What does that even mean?
I had a whole speech about it.
Barton, I don't even. Holy shit! I reach into my pocket, and since he's clearly stressing out, I give him my last nap
Oh.
relief.
Nice. Don't
What is
forget
that,
your
6?
stress level. Also, your stress level also increased, Professor.
Yeah. Well, now it's
Okay.
back to 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now
you
I
snap
don't have
it.
any fucking nap relief now.
Oh man,
Dude, I was at 6.
And- Vince.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
In the
Oh, Vince.
briefcase.
All right, so
That's
you
true.
can take a stunt here if you want. You do manage to do the thing. This was a mobility, which means give a 6 to someone in similar, add 1 later roll, or impress someone. So you can just impress them if you want. But
Sure,
there are 3 things you can do.
I like young Indiana Jones, just like whatever game I used to play, whipping bottles or whatever.
Yeah.
Get this rope in no time at all.
It
in
does,
the time
it,
that
like-
oh yeah,
yeah.
no. Here's what happens: is as Ben and Professor Barden are arguing, they turn back to Vince, and Vince is just holding the cable in his hand.
God damn it!
And it's like there now. You also have to roll for
Yes.
stress.
I do, or panic. You mean?
Oh, I'm sorry, panic. Yes, you roll. Okay, so you subside. There's a moment as you start to pull it. It begins to pull your body. You're tiny, and there's that moment where you think you may go with the weight of this dense airline cable that was holding this up, but no, you manage to pull it in. And then by the time you get the professor calmed down, Jake, you turn and Vince has the kind of cable there waiting for you. You can. Oh yeah, that's right. You can make.
Thank God.
Yes. You can make a heavy machinery check to basically make this whole thing happen.
All right. While that's happening, I think seeing him come back, especially with that, not even sure if he knew exactly what he was doing, but come back with exactly what I needed. Ben would probably be like, "That's my fucking guy," and like gives him a hug, like, "Yes, yes,
Vince.
finally."
Vince.
And he
you
did it with the
received
thing.
You received a hug. A loving hug.
Sorry.
You can take away a piece of stress.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it was.
That's my
not,
man!
I mean, this is the cable that you wanted, right?
Yes, it is. Ah, fuck,
You
thank you.
did great, kid. I didn't even see you do it. You were quick, like lightning with the whip. That was awesome. I
Here's
I
your
assume it was
backpack.
awesome. I didn't see it. Ben was berating me about his tethers and whatever shit he's got going on.
He's like, I'm feeling too chill now to even care.
And you guys see that Vince has the stains of tears along his
I'm gonna push
face,
that.
but right now he's smiling mostly at the
Aw.
fact of the two of you arguing and how goofy you guys are. So he's forgotten, if only for a
What
few
is
moments.
this shit?
What?
But be
I don't
better.
even-
Wow.
What's happening?
You can keep pushing.
Can I?
You
You
don't-
just- yeah, you
don't
just add-
forget-
you just
here's
add
the thing.
stress
Wait,
every
wait,
time.
wait.
Okay.
You have to add stress at the top. So that last one, you should have rolled an extra stress die.
I did.
Because because
Well-
you there are 2 stress
I
die. You
didn't.
didn't take a
Oh,
third one
you're right.
before
Okay.
you re-rolled.
right,
So you'll
so
have
good
4
point.
stress now.
Good point. Okay, so then 4 stress.
And then you can so that would be your second push.
You know
and
what?
you can.
I'm like, I think despite all that, he's probably just like, he's stressing out, man. Like this is
this is bad.
Barton is getting under his skin a little bit. Like he's contemplating booting Barton's thick ass off the ledge. Like
I get it.
I mean,
I play me. I understand.
You'd go up the elevator faster without him.
I'm gonna go through the I'm gonna go through that medical kit to see if there's anything in there to take a little edge off.
Yes. So it looks like there's what is it? Napro leave or
Yes.
leave, which I believe it gets rid of stress. There is some also med kits for anybody that's taken damage that I don't know any of you have.
If I am correct in saying so, after we take after this dose of napro leave, any other time that we take it, pretty much for the duration of the day, we start taking intoxication effects.
Correct. You'll start becoming inebriated because you've done this now twice in a day. Right?
Yeah.
Because you did it
This
earlier.
will be my second time.
Second one, yeah. So, okay, so yeah, you could relieve the stress.
Yes, I will.
Push to 4, relieve it, and then roll again, I guess, if you wanted.
Okay, look, listen, Ben, just breathe a little bit. How can I help you?
Barden.
How do I help? What do you need help
Barden.
with? Yeah, buddy.
You can.
You hold your shoulders.
No.
massage
You
your lower
can
back.
hold your breath and count to 1,000, please.
To 1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, fucking thank God.
Holy molies. Okay, let's
See
look
that?
at the
That's
basics.
teamwork. That was a teamwork thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Love you, Barden.
No problem, buddy. I got you. I'm glad we're here together. One team, one fight, or whatever.
Get half the usual. Okay, so you can choose to not need to roll again for this exact same situation. You can do the thing in half the usual time. You can break or do whatever it is to make it permanent. You can act quietly or you can show off. Or you can add a +1 to a later roll of heavy machinery.
Those are some good options all the way around.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Shit. I think I will. Well, you know what? Planning on saving it for later doesn't mean I'm going to survive that long. So I want to do this in. I just want to make sure that I can can I have it to where I can reuse my my machine here, my jack?
Yeah, maybe you rig it so once you get to the top, you can remove it and still have the maintenance jack. Sure, that seems very reasonable.
I was prepared to lose that thing
to
forever.
Sacrifice it. Yeah, you realize like when you finally calm yourself down and you take some drugs, you're able to be like, and you have a moment to come down off your stress. And not a PSA. And you're able to kind of come down out of the stress and realize that if you do it a certain way, successfully, you'll be able to remove the jack when you reach the top, which is obviously going to be really important for closing that door.
Then I will.
What was that?
You like unweld the platform. It like connects, it swings, you do the whole thing. And basically the three of you are... It reminds me of that scene in The Matrix where Neo and Trinity are like wrapped around each other and he like shoots the elevator off and they like... up the elevator shaft together.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but you have a platform under your feet, a very small kind of 5x5-ish type platform. It is a much slower crawl. It is just a maintenance jack, but you begin rising towards the top. We see the three of you pass the halfway point and the kind of main level that is there. And then we hear, I would say all of you hear the sound of something else. A very large creature of some kind is crawling around in the shafts like next to you because you're not moving quite as fast now, so you can hear it. Something bangs and clatters. And I'm gonna say... You see it. Another alien. You don't know where it came from or how it got here, but our third corruption bar for the night is going to be dedicated to having the egg at the top. The guys just left it sitting there. So, this other creature appears. It kind of unfurls. It's latched onto the side of the rig, and as you're kind of like slowly like rising, it is going to jump. Actually, I think it's going to jump.
I feel like we just have this because we're all like together, right? We're like,
yeah, you guys
right?
are like hugging one another around a single cable,
I feel like
maintenance.
Yeah, I feel like because Ben and Barden have to be the closest, you just hear,
Hey, I don't want to alarm you, but I'm pretty sure there's like a secondary alien just right over there behind you, and it looks like it's perched. So... Just so we know.
Yeah, no. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
You're gonna pass it.
Can we double speed this thing? Can we get it up there? How do we jack it up?
Not without risking all of our lives.
I mean, I feel like if the alien leaps on us and explodes acid blood or stabs his tail through 7 of our sternums or whatever, I feel like that's a risk as well.
Is it one of the real big ones?
It's not small, that's for sure.
It's bigger than the last one.
It's bigger
had
than
more
bigger than
time
the,
to
it's bigger
grow.
than the one we exploded. So
It's not the spider. All right.
yeah, it's big.
And you begin to pass it. I am gonna need from you here, Professor.
Yeah.
You're trying to be quiet, right?
Yeah. Yeah, sure, Dot.
The professor trying to be quiet.
Trying
Oh,
to be
God.
quiet. It's not really your strong suit.
Wow.
So here's what I'm going to do. It's going to make an observation to see if it notices the three of you slowly inching your way up this elevator.
Yeah, there
shaft.
doesn't
What's
seem to be
the
a stealth,
difficulty?
right?
Oh yeah, no, it just has to get one success.
Yeah.
Suck it, nerd! Yes!
Yeah. Fuck right off,
It
guy.
does not. And
That's like a bub roll
man,
right there.
I was really hoping
Yes,
to
it
kill
is.
one more of you before this was all over with. I really wanted to kill one more of you.
No,
Awesome.
Barden has final girl energy.
Yeah, right? Super. And you kind of like eat
rubbing off on
past
us.
it. You can see it's like crawling. And you all, as you slowly pass it, it is busy doing something. You see that it's producing this mucus. And it's like paper macheing a guy, looks to be somebody from the mining colony.
Oh,
Yeah.
Juicy.
Maybe they came over to check on you, when that bridge went down and then they found an egg in a crate at the top.
Oh, we're at the
it's-
top.
You're not at the top.
Oh,
You're like
okay.
halfway there, but they probably found one there.
Got it and brought it down. Yes.
And
Mhm.
and then opened it up and were face hugged and then things burst out of their chest.
Yep.
But there were probably other people there and it's been dragging them down here and it's like pasting them to the side of the wall and you can see it's like using this mucus to like solidify them there. And it disappears. Just like kind of sloops around a corner. Its tail is the last thing you see. It does not notice you, which is freaking ridiculous. Look how many freaking dice I had.
I've done
I
that all
can't
night
push
long.
because I know I was like I can't push because I'm an alien. It doesn't really work.
I look over. No, my pain, alien. No, my pain.
You fucker. You fucker. Okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And we see it. The camera actually follows it deeper in, and you do begin to see in this whole area here, this level just about halfway as they begin to pass and rise towards the top floor. It seems that this is in fact true, that maybe a rescue party was sent to all of you when the bridge collapsed, and they have become part of the gestation process. There's about 4 or 5 of them here. And we hear, or we watch, a chestburster come out of one of them, and then another. And a nest is beginning to form here in the reactor as this very slow little elevator begins to eke towards the top. But we're gonna have to stop there because we're over time. And we'll have to see what happens next week. How, if at all, Blackburn's gonna get the hell out, and is anybody coming with her?
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a face hugger that was climbing down. I hadn't even anticipated that there was going to be anyone from above that would have been egged, and I was fully prepared to have Jake / Ben leap off in an effort to save Vince.
That's good. It was not a face hugger, at least not yet. You don't have a queen that can produce the eggs. So this is the tricky thing. I'll talk. You know what? I'll talk about this in the after show. This, like, as a GM, I'm actually having to plan. Like, there are only so many eggs, and eggs are only created by queens. So you have to have specific kind of alien to be able to actually, like, yeah. So, anyways, they're always aiming for a queen, and we don't have a queen yet. I'll leave you all with this very special thing, actually.
Oh, no.
The camera pans out of this reactor. Cuts through the icy water, sees a broken down bridge that they are already trying to fix to some degree. There's a whole colony of people, right? They're already trying to fix it. But, the lights on that station go out. The core station. You see them kind of And as the camera pans into that station, we see that there's a black debris all in the air. There's a fungus growing around the floorboards at every turn. And we see two creatures, different than the ones in the mining, aboard the, like, mining rig itself. They're a little smaller. No less vicious, but with a different purpose. And they are eating everything in sight. You can see in the med bay the soldier from the very beginning who coughed up blood over the edge when he walked in is not in fact it was not in fact caused by radiation. It seems that he inhaled something. He is now bleeding out of all of his orifices and he's dead on a table, but something has burst from his chest. Probably the seeding point. This colony is now on its way to being a hive as well.
So then I'm on my way out of this place.
Let's get out of here. Let's get to the surface. So we'll see. We'll see if they make it to the surface or not.
Okay.
Next week.
Okay, Dot. Okay. That was a stressful episode.
Amazing.
Episode 5. Stressful. I'm stressed. That being said, we're going to get out of here. We're going to do our after show. If you guys want to see that, subscribe to our Patreon down below for access to all that fun stuff. In the meantime, let's go around, do our introductions, and get the hell out of here. We'll start with the deadliest catch. Meta, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
Hi, I'm Metamancer. You guys can find me on Twitter and role-playing here. Yep, that's all I do. Role-play stuffs on the internet.
Perfect. Over to young Indiana Jones. Zach, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
I'm Zach, and I do things on the internet.
Great.
And fight against aliens, and try not to die, and yeah, you'll get a better introduction next week when I'm not processing our incoming
Impending
death.
doom.
Yeah. You've accepted it by that point.
Listen, you gotta be positive here, okay? Jake's gonna survive. In the hearts of the many. In spirit, at the very
I was
least.
about to say, you're gonna survive. We're gonna balloon you to the surface where it's completely frozen temperatures, and you'll freeze to death alone. It'll
Yeah,
be fine.
way better. Yep.
Waiting on Waylon Yutani to show up to save your ass.
Oh, no, Bub. Please, who are you, Bub? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Who are
Hi.
you, Bub?
I'm hopeful. That's who I am. Especially when I feel like there's still a chance. I'm feeling the marshal down there. She was blah 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 just blasting. I was like,
One shot.
big damn hero. Okay, that's what I'm here for. So
She's what we actually need right now.
right.
Yeah.
That's and I mean Eve did some work, right? Eve did some work, especially like bringing down those supplies. That was massive.
And
So,
choosing to throw the supplies versus making the jump, because the supplies might have gone with her had she not made the jump off the elevator. Like, what a brave moment.
Yep. Yeah, that was pretty great. So I'm all over the place doing various things on the internet, guys. Find me at twitch.tv/thebubberknot. Go follow or don't. I'm not your dad. All right? Or just come watch us flail around next week as we try to survive.
That's true. And that's right, Bub's not your dad, but if you go follow him, he could be. That being said, Dot, last but not least, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
Hey friends, I'm Dot. I only got to kill one person today. I say kill.
Oh, shucks.
I'm sorry.
my
I
mom's
tried
not
for
a
the last.
person?
I was. I killed
Wow.
NPCs aren't people.
Wow.
They're just my plot devices. I did kill 2 of them, so I don't feel too bad. But yes, we did use 3 of 5 corruption bars. Thank you so much for the support.
And
tonight,
the guard wasn't a person.
No, that was Soupy. He was actually a meal, remember?
Yeah, he was definitely there to assure that spike didn't go through somebody else. So we've got 2 left for next week. I did use the 3rd corruption bar there at the end to seed a fresh little alien that's been doing its thing up near the top without anybody's knowledge. So never hurts anything. I'm Dot. You can find me online as Little Red Dot. In all the places. I play a lot of games, I roll a lot of dice. You can start seeing me more frequently over on Cobalt Press's channel. I am now their Twitch producer, so come hang out. I'm gonna be hosting a show once a week with them, and possibly running some Cobalt stuff. I'm looking at their next Kickstarter, actually running a campaign. So what up?
Dope.
It's a very cool setting. Pretty stoked about it. That's it. Lots of places, lots of content.
Hell,
So little time.
So little time.
it's
Yeah.
true. Hell freaking yeah. That's it from all of us, guys. This is the Pen Ultimate episode. We're going to go do our after show. If you want that, again, Patreon link below, Discord link below. Come join the community. Talk about this game. Talk about all the other games. Yeah, we're trying to hit 75 patrons by the end of the year. So we got 2 months to do that. So let's get on that. That being said, we're gonna go. That's it. We're gonna stress out and talk about alien shit. So we'll see you guys next time. From all of us to you. Bye bye.